So was Coach Schaefer happy? Was he yelling at y'all? How did he react after his first game, first win?
He was very proud of us. He always told us that, his teams go out there and they compete and they play hard. And he was very proud that that's what we did. We went out there and we played hard. Obviously we had some mental lapses and, some tough times, but at the end of the day, we all gave it what we had and we played hard.
And you didn't exactly play the 40 minutes you promised. Was he upset by your foul problems first 5 minutes?
A little bit, but not too much. I was pretty good, so he kept me in there, but we started running up the score a little bit, so he gave some other kids some chances to go out there and show what they had as well.
Nick, go ahead.
Yeah, Celeste, I'm just kind of curious, just from an emotional standpoint, what was this game like? Was it weird at all for you to look on the sideline and not seeing Karen and see Vic there and his staff? And how did it feel just because, there's so many moving parts in the season, especially with everything getting canceled last March for the Big 12 tournament? So how did it feel for y'all to just be back on the court and play basketball and kind of disconnect from everything that's going on out there for a little bit?
Yeah, it's crazy times for all of us. But at the end of the day, I love basketball and I know my teammates do as well. So we're gonna do whatever we can to make sure that we get out there and we play. Whether that is keeping our mask on, staying safe, and doing whatever it is that we need to do. It was kind of different, seeing a new coaching staff over there, and not even that, not even the people there, but just how spaced out the seats were and what we had next to us, and then not seeing fans in the first row. So it was pretty different. But at the end of the day, we got to do what we got to do in order to play basketball.
And just from a stylistic standpoint, how do y'all think you've handled the changes that Vic has implemented, and how do you think that you've adjusted to his sort of up tempo, full court pressing style?
Yeah, I mean, his style, his system wins. And if you want to be a part of a winning team, you're going to buy into the system and you're going to do what's needed to be done. But it's very different, but I think it kind of fits me. I love being in the lane. I love, playing defense, diving for loose balls, running the floor. So it was pretty fun out there, and I really enjoyed it with my teammates.
Mark, go ahead.
Yeah, Celeste, did you feel a need to sort of take over there when Charli was in foul trouble? And or did Vic tell you to, or how did that work?
I mean, it was just in the motion of the game. My teammates found open shots for me, and I was able to hit them. And we were told to attack the basket, so that's what I did. At the end of the day, there's always going to be some hiccups in the road. So, Charli was in foul trouble early, but we knew we were going to get her back, and so we just had to maintain what we had and push the lead as much as we could and use what we had. And we talked about Charli getting in foul trouble, so we just made sure that we stayed together, and we made sure that when she got back on the floor, she did what she had to do.
All that you mentioned driving, and there was a lot of that. Is that a big emphasis as opposed to taking threes? There weren't a lot of threes.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we got to the free throw line a lot, so it was really important for us. He just told us, if you get to your spot and you're getting in the paint, you have wide open layups. Just by the way we cut and the way we drive the ball, so we have wide open layups. So if you can get a higher percentage shot, why not? And that's what we did.
Thank you.
Got two last questions in queue. We'll start with Carter.
Hey, Celeste, so y'all forced 35 turnovers today, and you yourself had 8 steals, which is a career high. What was clicking for y'all on the defensive end, and what was clicking for you personally?
I mean, our defensive style is pressuring the ball, getting in the passing lanes, and helping our teammates out. So that's what I did. I stayed in the passing lanes. Whenever I saw the ball up in the air, I got to a spot and found the ball. He talks a lot about not having your back to the ball to make sure that you see it, because some teams just throw it up there. So if you can get in the dirty plays, then do that. So that's what I did. That was working for me and for my teammates. We were all, Joanne was pressuring the ball, which helped me get in denial. In the press, Ashley, KO, and Joe were all up in there. So it was kind of easy for me to fall back and get those steals. So it was fun. I really enjoyed it.
Kirk, go ahead. Last one.
Was there anything Coach Schaefer didn't like about the first game? And the way you guys drive it, do you think you guys are going to see a lot of zones this year to try to make y'all take outside shots and not pack the paint?
Yeah, so he just discussed, we just got to take care of the ball. Continue. He didn't really say a lot of negative things. I mean, I'm sure there are a lot of stuff that we, need to do, and he knows that, it's a work in progress. And I think he just explains that to us, that we need to keep working and going out and playing every game. Like, we may stop the next game and we may not have the next game, so just going out there and giving it all that we have. And as far as just, being there for each other, I think that was really important for us.
And as far as shooting, you think you are going to see a lot of zones this year?
Yeah, we'll for sure see some zone. But that doesn't give us a reason to not attack the basket. Just because a team is in a zone, that doesn't mean that we can't get into the lanes and make open passes and drive the ball when they run out.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Celeste. Appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Charlie, what were you feeling when you picked up that second foul and had to sit out for a long stretch?
Yeah, I sat out for about 15 minutes, 16 minutes, I don't know. It just reminded me, like, I can't afford to do that to my team because they need me. Like, on the floor, I have to play 40 minutes, and tonight I didn't play 40 minutes because I couldn't, because I was in foul trouble early. So that right there, it just tells me, like, after this game, like, no more. Like, I can't do it. I can't afford to have my team in that type of predicament. It's not fair for me, not fair for my team. Like, it just makes it hard for us when I'm not on the floor, and I realize that. And so for me, I have to be more smart and be more careful.
Did you think, man, I could have scored 50 if I played more?
Yeah, could have scored 50, but it's just the way that the game was played. I feel like we all were involved. So they did good when I wasn't on the floor. And so that's what it takes. When players like me get out of the game, we have to figure out different ways to, but it would be easier if I was on the floor.
Thank you.
Nick, go ahead.
Yeah, Charlie, just in that first half when you went out, everybody else kind of really picked you up. I'm curious what you thought about the play of Deanna and Andre out there. It feels like they kind of came in and provided that physical edge while you weren't able to play, and they kind of made it easy on Vic, so he didn't have to insert you, and you didn't have to worry about picking up that third foul. So just what do you make of those two in your absence?
Yeah, no, I feel like Deanna, especially, she went out there as a freshman, like it was her first college game, and she did well. Almost, she could have had a triple-double. She had 5 blocks, all close from a double-double, but I thought she really handled herself well. I feel like she didn't fold. I feel like there were a few times where she could have shot the ball more, but I feel like she definitely stepped up. Audrey as well, always has been physical since our freshman year. That's just the way that she plays, and I'm just really proud of them both, stepping up and being what we need for our team in that trouble.
And then, for you, just from an emotional standpoint, obviously it's been such a long layoff. Last season ended so abruptly. Y'all go through a coaching change. We're still in the middle of the pandemic.
Yeah.
You kind of get to disconnect from that for a couple of hours and just play basketball. I know it still is a strange setting out there with no fans, everybody wearing masks, but just for you, what did it mean to just be back on the court?
It meant a lot to me. Like you said, we went that long stretch without being on the court. I mean, it's different practicing all the time, but when you're actually in a game setting. And so it was just like a sign of, wow, like, you're back at where you love, if you love basketball, like this meant a lot to you. So that's one reason why, when I got foul trouble, I'm like, man, it's been so long. Now I'm back on, I'm back on the bench. And so I can't, like I said earlier, that's on me. I can't afford to have that done for my team, put them in that trouble. So that's on me.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Kirk, you're up.
Charlie, any type of celebration in the locker room? Did y'all dump Gatorade on Vic or anything like that?
I think it's too early for that. But he was really proud of us. He did express that he was really super, super proud of us, the way that we played defensively. We almost put up 100. And so that's a good statement. The first game that, like I said in the last press conference, that's what we want to do, is make a statement early. And I feel like we did that today.
Was it a complete win, did you feel like, pretty much in every phase?
We had some hiccups here and there. We had some bumps, but for the most part, I feel like for the first game, it was a good start.
And the way y'all attack the basket with the athletes that you have, is that going to be pretty much a staple for this team?
Yeah, dribble drive. That's our thing. That's what we do. Mm-hmm. That's what Vic brought to this team. So we do that.
Right. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Carter, go ahead.
Hey, Charli, you came out on fire in the third quarter, and I don't think you committed a single foul in the second half. What was Coach Schaefer's message to you at halftime, and how did you implement that in the second half?
He actually told me, like during the game, he was like, "See, if you wouldn't have fouled, you would have been out there." But he was like making a joke out of it, like, we need you on the floor. So it was just a mindset for me. I'm like, just don't foul, Charli. Like, it was a silly foul too. So he was just telling me, be smart. We need you on the floor, obviously, and just stuff like that.
Anything else for Charli? Great, thank you. Congrats.
Yes, thank you guys. Hook 'em.